What's going on, everybody? It's the Fade and Fire, and today we are going to rank Eliza on the tier list. Now, before I even start the video, I'm not a big fan of tier lists. I just think there's too much stuff that can happen with the 3D mechanics and the side steps and backdashes, and there's too much crazy shit that can happen in Tekken for a tier list to be relevant and accurate. Actually, Tekken 7 is probably the only fighting game I don't like tier listing. But as much as I'm not a fan of tier lists, I'm even less of a fan of not giving you guys the content you want. A lot of people have been asking me where I'd rank her. So I'm going to tell you guys where I rank her first, and then I'm going to detail on why I ranked her there. Now, I would rank Eliza on, and mind you, I played Eliza since her release, right? Which is like, it's been more than a month now. And I played her like pretty much every day, and I know pretty much all her frame data, all her strings, all blah blah blah, all that stuff. And where I rank her is like mid A tier, right? Like mid low A tier, somewhere around there. So there's a couple reasons why I rank her there, and no higher, no lower, right? I think that spot where I ranked her is pretty good, right around mid low A tier. Now the reason I rank her around there is she has really good options, right? Really good. Her wall carry is really good, and her wall damage is pretty good. So once you get somebody to the wall, you can carry them from very, very far away. You can get very, very good damage off the wall. All right, so that is a very, very good thing that Eliza has. Her wall damage and her wall carry. And when she has meter available, she can do a couple crazy things, like invincible DP. Invincible DP is really good. That gets her out of a lot of pressure. Her counter sweep is really good, even though the startup is a little long. What else? Oh, okay. And another thing is her down 3 into her special cancels, right? So when you're close enough, you can get a down 3, and sometimes you'll get like a high wall splat or something that can get into a combo. That is really, really awesome. Even though it doesn't happen very often, it happens sometimes, and when it does happen, it's freaking amazing, man. I'm telling you, it's amazing. When you're close, when you're in center with that wall, and you're at that perfect range, and you hit the down 3 into the dark blade, and you high wall splat and get a combo off it. That's one of the best things. It's one of the best feelings, because it doesn't happen very often. But that's pretty awesome about her. She has some range with her abilities, even though not much. And this back 1-2 is a good combo starter, only on counter hit though, so that is the downside. Well, only on counter hit. So she has really, really, really good options that she could go into, right? But when people start to know the matchup more, some moves are gonna start going down the drain. All right, like back 1-2. Once they start seeing this, and once they start, you can either sidestep this option, or you can punish this. Both are minus 13. So this part, this back 1-2, and this last part of this string right here. So if you're playing against like a Josie player or something, and they block that, you will get launched for it, because Josie has a while standing 13 frame launcher. All right, and like I said, her range is good, but it's not as good as other characters. Right, her range isn't that good, especially this. And what I mean by the range isn't that good, I mean the clean hit range, right? Because you might mistake your range sometimes, because the clean hit, you can only go into a dark blade off a clean hit. All right, and the range is very specific, so you have to be in a certain range, right? You can't be like right here and get a clean hit, right? And the range, it varies, so you could be right here and you can take one little tiny step forward, and now you're getting a clean hit. So you really, really have to know those ranges between that, because if you don't get a clean hit and you do this and they block it, you are going to get destroyed, right? Because that's minus, I don't know how minus dark blade is. I think it's like minus 25 or something. Right. So but the main reason why I ranked her there is because she has one huge downfall. Eliza's biggest downfall is all her best options are minus on block. A lot of her options are minus on block. I could probably name all the things that are safe. This is safe. This is safe. This string is safe. What else is safe? Of course, this is plus on block. What else am I missing? This is safe. This is a really good safe move. You know, but pretty much everything else is minus on block. You know, so a lot of her options are really, really punishable. This is punishable. This is super punishable. All three of her low options are punishable. This one, all three of those are launch punishable, actually. Her back 1-2 is punishable. The rest of the string is punishable. Every single string except this one is minus on block. Even this, I think that's like minus 12 if I'm not mistaken, so you could get a shoulder. And that is what I really think is Eliza's main downfall. Even some things that are safe like this can become unsafe if you are at the wall. So if somebody's at the wall and you do this, right, it will become unsafe, because the thing that makes it safe is the amount of pushback that it does. Right. So when alright, let's have her guard all. Let's have her block everything. So the thing that makes it safe is the amount of pushback that it has, right? So the pushback is kind of like a move that has a lot of pushback, like Paul's Death Fist or something, and it makes it safe. But once they're at the wall, it no longer has pushback because they're at the wall. So you see how she's not getting spaced out from her opponent. So this is no longer safe at the wall, because you see that lingering animation that she has while the person is already, you know, fully recovered. This is minus on block. You know, I could go on and on. This is minus on block, minus 14, I think it is, when you block the low. You already know that these are extremely punishable because they have block stuns on them. Anything with a block stun is guaranteed to be 20 and up on the minus. Right, so I think her main downfall is her I don't know why I just had a break right there. Is her how many of her options are minus on block, right? She doesn't have many safe options. She only has a couple, and she has this really good dive kick that's plus on block. But another thing is that her range is not very good, right? Her range isn't that good, right? Especially on moves like this. This move's range is not very good. Because the reason I guess they made it not very good is because it's plus on block. So I had the same range, which this is minus on block. If they had the same range as this, it would kind of be a little overpowered, because you'd be able to touch them from many ranges and it's plus on block. So I guess that, you know, that is fair. That would be pretty annoying to deal with. So her range is very it's good in some cases. Things like this are good for whiff pushing them, but things that are really important, the range isn't that good. Like this. And this is very the main thing, right? This is very dangerous, her down 3, because like I said before, you have to get a clean hit range for it to go into options. You have to be in clean hit range, and sometimes when you're at the wall, say if you're at the wall, and this has happened to me a lot, right? You're at the wall and you're like about this far, you're about one step off from that clean hit range, and you try to get that meter wall splat, right? And you just happen to miss it, right? You were like one step off from that clean hit range to that wall splat, you know, 75 damage combo, and then they block it, and then you waste meter, right? So things like that, her range really can become a problem, you know, because the range is so specific, because it doesn't hit, it's not a clean hit at every single range, right? And when it is and isn't a clean hit, is very hard to tell, because you could be like one step off, and you can't time that very well when you're, you know, in the fight with your opponent. You know, so it's very hard to time things like that or see things like that when you're in the fight. But and things like this, that is very punishable. Like I said, most of her options are punishable. A lot of her options are punishable, unfortunately, right? If her options wasn't so punishable, I think she would be ranked a lot higher on the tier list. So things like her mix-up, like this, that's launch punishable. So say if you just hit an ultimate, right, and you was like, okay, I have in mind to go with Moonglide 4, right? because you do get a free mix-up after you hit an ultimate when you go into Moonglide, right? So I'm going to go Moonglide 4. Right, you just hit the ultimate. But say if they block it, right, you're going to get fully launched. I think, I want to say that's like minus, at least, it has to be at least minus like 18 or maybe 20 or somewhere around there. But that move is very, very punishable, right? So things like that really stop her from going any higher in my tier list, at least, because her options are just too punishable, and her range can be very weird at sometimes, and she has really niche things like this has to be a counter hit to get a full punish, and both of these options are minus 13, and you can't sidestep this into like a full punish. So if you do this and they just sidestep and you finish that last string, you will get like fully launched for it. But both of the options are minus 13 anyway. So if they don't sidestep it and you do finish the string, it's punishable anyway. So you know, you're either stopping here or you're doing the full string, either trying to mix them up, which is, you know, good to do, but it's also not a safe game for you because you are punishable on both options. What else we got? You know, but things like this move is super good. I think this is one of her best moves, right? This move right here, because she doesn't have a lot of good tracking moves. Not of a lot of her moves track, unless it's like these low options, which I said before are punishable on block. Like this move doesn't track very well. You know, these don't track very well. This is a good tracking option for her, but this is like a good, you know, it's a tracking move. But most of her options don't track. You know, this is very linear. This is very linear. Her DPs are very linear. And but this right here, this is a super good move. This will catch people. This will catch people sidestepping all the time, right? People sidestep and you catch them all the time by doing 4-4-3-4. 4-4-3-4 is probably one of her best moves. And like I said, this string is really good because it's the, I'm pretty sure it's her only string that that's safe on block. I'm pretty sure this is the only string that's safe on block. And as well as being safe on block, it does have a counter hit, right? It does have a counter hit, like a full combo counter hit, and you can delay it. So that string is super good. So as well as you having a counter hit, you can delay it. So if you're doing this a lot and it's safe, you know, and they're tired of, and they finally trying to challenge you on it, you can delay it by a lot too. You can delay that pretty well. Right, so see you're not doing nothing, oops, but you can't delay too much, I guess, or you'll get hit, right? And then you try to go for it, and then you could get a full counter hit off of that. All right, so when you try to use only her safe options, she gets really bare bones. But you know, but Eliza is the kind of character that you have to play risky real, right? When you pick Eliza, you have to go into some risky options, or you won't be able to do enough to your opponent. So even if you don't know that if you're in full range for this, sometimes you have to go for it because maybe you're in perfect range for that high wall splat that I was talking about, right? You're like, dude, I'm in perfect range for that, right? I'm in perfect range. Let me see if I can get this clean hit option, and maybe you're one step off and you did the DP, and now you're going to get fully launch punished because those DPs are super launch punishable. All right, but overall, Eliza is a really good character. The only thing that really holds her back is that most of her really good options are minus on block, and very much so. You know, if they were like minus 12 or something like that, it would be a little better, but a lot of her options are very minus. Like all three of her low options are minus on block, like launch punishable. But another good thing is that you can special cancel, right? So if you're not sure if you're in clean range, you can just do this, right, which adds a lot of space and is safe, and you can just, you know, get them off of you if you're not sure you're in range for that. So instead of doing that and you're not in range, you could just go for this just to get some spacing or something like that. But the only thing about that is that the only thing that does combo is her Dark Blade, right? That's the only thing that does combo, right? So everything else does not combo except for that. Well, you know, of course, except for the EX version, right? So the EX version does combo, but if you don't have any meter or you don't want to use any meter, we'll have to go with the Dark Blade option. But yeah, Eliza is a very, very good character. But a lot of her options that you want to go into are super unsafe. Alright, so say if you do an EXDP because you think you're about to get pressured, but you're wrong and they block it, now you're going to get messed up for it, right? Because it's an EXDP and regular DP are very, very minus on block. You know, up in the 20s. You know, this while standing move is minus on block. I think even this is minus on block. This is a really good move because this is safe on block and as well as a launcher, right? Because you could EX into it. And another good thing about Eliza is her down one, right? Her down one, you can go into either Bloody Horn or the EX like version of the DP, right? Yeah. Even though it is kind of hard, right? Which is a true combo, as you can see. So things that are like when you block it, like let's say Dragunov's down one, down two, I think it is, which I think is only like minus 11 on block or something, right? This will poke it out and you can get a DP on it. So this will be a punish and you can get a DP. And if you're close to the wall, or you know, if you happen to get lucky and you're at that wall, high wall splat range, or you can EX it and you can even get a Bloody Horn off of it. So that is for like 61 damage. So minus 11 low punishes can turn really, really good for her because she can down one and EX special cancel off of it into like a Bloody Horn or EXDP or something like that to get some really, really good damage off of like a minus 11 move, which is really cool. That is really a real niche thing that only she has, right? That's really, really good. That's a really good option. But yeah, that's mainly the reasons why I would rank her where I rank her. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. You know, put your points that you have down in the comments below if you agree, disagree. Nah, man, I think she should be SSSS plus. But you know, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.